Hello, Genius! Today ang pag-usapan natin is about plane trigonometry. Now, we'll give you examples which were given before in the civil engineering board exams. It is about the trigonometric identities. Now, here I have first question. If sine 3 is equal to cosine 6b, then choose the correct answer from this one. A plus b is equal to 90 degrees. B, a plus 2b is equal to 30 degrees. C, a plus b is equal to 180 degrees. And D, none of this. Now, how to solve this one to come up with this, either of this one? So we will try, because here we involved cosine 6b and sine 3, so we will use this so-called co-function identity, which is part of trigonometric identity. Now, co-function identity, these are the formulas, like for example, for sine theta, it is equal to cosine 90 degrees minus theta. For cosine theta, it is equal to sine theta. See, as simple as this one, but you have to memorize this one. So, if we will apply this one, so we have cosine 6b and cosine theta, so we can apply this one. We will need theta to be 6b. So it will be cosine. So if we will apply this one, sine of 3a is equal to cosine. So here we'll see cosine of 6b. So, if we will substitute this one, theta, this 6b with theta, and we'll use this one, this formula 1 and 2. So, if we will use this number 2, sine of 3a is equal to cosine of this one. So, we substitute, as I said, 6b to theta, so we'll see sine of 90 degrees minus the theta, which is equal to 6b. Therefore, sine and sine, we can cancel sine and sine. So what is left is 3a is equal to 90 degrees minus 6b. Now, here we can divide it by into 3, because 3 is divisible by 3, 90 is divisible by 3, and 6 is divisible by 3. So 3 over 3 is 1. So A, 90 is 30. 90 divided by 3 is 30. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Therefore, if we will transfer this one to the other side, we can have A plus the 2b will minus 2b will become positive. So 2b is equal to 30 degrees. Therefore, which one is the correct answer? Letter B. A plus 2b is equal to 30 degrees. This is the answer. Letter B. A plus 2b is equal to 30 degrees. Another CA board exam question which was given last November 1993. This is a very simple question, because just you will use the calculator and you will end up with the answer. See, if cosine 65 degrees plus cosine 55 degrees is equal to cosine theta, find theta in radians. Either A, 765, B 0.087, C 1.213, and D is 1.421. Now, to solve this one, of course, using the calculator, so if cosine 65 degrees plus cosine of 55 degrees is equal to cosine theta. Now, we're looking for a theta. What is required is the theta. Now, of course, using the scientific calculator, you cannot use electronic calculator. You have to use scientific calculator because all the functions are there. So, cosine of 65 is equal to around 0.422 plus the cosine of 55 using the calculator is equal to 0.57. This is equal to cosine of theta. Now, adding these two will be equal to 996, which is equal to cosine of theta. Therefore, theta is the inverse of cosine 0.996. So, theta therefore will be equal to 5 degrees. But what we're looking here is find theta in radians. So, see theta, as I've mentioned always in my previous videos, theta is equal to, in radians, is equal to 3.14, and in angle is equal to 180 degrees. So, because we need to transfer this one to radians, therefore, theta is equal to 5 degrees divided by 180 degrees times 1 pi. 1 pi is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, theta is equal to 0.087. Therefore, the correct answer is letter B, 0.087 radians. Now, the third question we have was given last CE board exam, November 1992. Now, the question, find the value of sine arc cosine 15 over 17. Here are the choices of the answer. Letter A, B, C, and D. Now, how to solve this one? See, we know that, for example, cosine of theta is equal to something like, for example, 2/3. Therefore, theta can be written as cosine, the inverse cosine, like this, or theta can be written as arc cosine 2 or 3. So this one, from here, arc cosine of 15 over 17 can be written as cosine, the inverse of cosine 15 over 17. Now, cosine, inverse cosine 15 over 17 also can be written as cosine 15 over 17. Now, what we're looking for is the sine of this one. So, what will happen? we have cosine 15. Cosine is equal to we forget to put theta, and this one also theta. Therefore, if we will draw the right triangle, here is our theta. Where's the opposite of theta? Is this one. We will see y. And the adjacent, for example, we see x. And this is the hypotenuse, which we call it r, for example. So, cosine of 15 over 17, that means the cosine, actually the cosine function is defined as cosine theta, for example, is defined as the adjacent, which is this one, the adjacent over the hypotenuse. Therefore, here x therefore is equal to 15 and r is equal to 17. So we can find y by using the Pythagorean theorem. R squared is equal to y squared plus x squared. Now r is given, x is given, so we have to find y. Y squared therefore is equal to x squared, which is equal to 15, plus y squared minus, because we have the r squared, y squared, so we have the r squared, which is this one, 17. So transfer this one here, will be minus x, which is equal to 15 squared. Therefore, y is the square root of this 17 squared minus 15 squared. Y therefore is equal to 8 using this calculator. Since this one is as the theta, therefore sine of theta from this diagram is equal to the opposite, which is y. How much the y? Is equal to 8. And the hypotenuse, which is equal to 17. The r is 17. So the answer therefore is letter D. Sine of this one, sine of theta is equal to 8 over 17. Actually, madali lang talaga ito kung alam mo lang kung ano yung arc cosine. So this is the inverse of cosine, the reverse of cosine. And the formula of the function, like the sine, cosine. As I've said, the sine is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. The cosine is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. And the tangent, the theta, is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. And the rest of the function, it is the reverse of the first, second, and the third.